was October in Delhi. So I was sitting in my 14th floor office, looking out of the window. It was quite polluted. I couldn't even see the road, and suddenly it just clicked like, we should definitely try this. So Revfin is essentially a commercial EV financing company. Typical food delivery boy, let's say in a city like Delhi, would make about 15,000 rupees a month.
Yeah.
But with electric, he can make about 20,000 rupees a month. So we have financed about 90,000 electric vehicles so far, and we are present in 26 states across the country. We are present in over 900 towns.
What are the mistakes that you've seen your other founder friends make that stops them from scaling?
A lot of founders, they stop too soon. Entrepreneurship is extremely difficult. One of the most important things for an entrepreneur is perseverance.
Hello everybody and welcome to yet another episode of PayU's Let's Talk Scale. Today I have with me Samir Aggarwal, who is the founder and CEO of Revfin with me. How are you, Samir?
Very well, Swapnil.
Excited to be here, as excited as I am?
Very excited.
Okay.
So thanks for having me.
Start with, for the audience, Samir, for anybody that doesn't know about what Revfin is, can you tell them in as simple a language?
So Revfin is essentially a commercial EV financing company. So we finance commercial electric vehicles. These could be two-wheelers, three-wheelers, or four-wheelers. Most of these vehicles that we finance are financed for either last mile delivery, so your delivery boys, food delivery, courier delivery, etc., or for last mile passenger mobility, so your e-rickshaws, autos, etc.
Okay. So when you talk about commercial, you only mean for this purpose. Tomorrow.
Yeah. So it's not personal use. So if I want to buy a vehicle for my own use, we would not finance.
Correct. Why is that though? Why did you all go into the commercial financing of EVs, which seems like a very specific niche? Why did you all go to that and not just overall EV financing?
Yeah. So I think our thought was that if I look at electric vehicles, the biggest benefit of electric vehicles comes when it is highly utilized. Electric vehicles are very, very cheap to operate. Right? So the more you use them, the more money you save. And so therefore commercial applications become much more viable. So cost of operating those vehicles is very low. So even if you're buying an electric vehicle that's slightly more expensive upfront, the cost actually of operation is so low that the total cost of ownership during the life of the product is much lower. So that's the first thing. Second thing is when you look at the environment benefit as well, the more fuel you save, the more emissions you save.
Yeah.
Right? So therefore there's more benefit over there as well. So this is from a electric vehicle use perspective.
Got it.
But when we started, our core objective was financial inclusion, to give loans to people who don't get access to loan from traditional financial institutions.
Got it.
Right. So we found a segment that had a very good overlap with financial inclusion in electric vehicles.
So this is a very interesting point, and it's very interesting to me because I didn't know this at all.
A typical food delivery boy, let's say in a city like Delhi, would make about 15,000 rupees a month.
Yeah.
But with electric, he can make about 20,000 rupees a month.
Wow.
And that's the difference, huge.
It's a huge difference. So not just does it put more money in the pockets of people that actually need it, because last mile in India has become such a big job creator.
Yeah.
And if you manage to put almost 1/4 or 1/3 more money in his pocket, I think that's a very good thing. Besides the huge benefit of the environment,
that's right.
Which is there. That's awesome. How do you think of this idea? Yeah.
So like I said, our focus was financial inclusion.
Got it.
Right. So we wanted to create a digital platform to give loans to people who don't get loans from traditional financial institutions. So people generally with no credit history.
Got it.
People with no banking transaction data. People living in small towns, very low level of education, and so on and so forth. So people really near the bottom of the pyramid. So everything that we built was for that. But when we were starting up, I forgot to perhaps do the most important thing, have a go-to-market strategy. So build the product, build the process and underwriting and all of those things. But go-to-market was not clear. So incidentally, one day somebody called me and he said, I want you to meet someone. I said, okay, ask them to come to my office and meet them. So this person comes and says, we we manufacture e-rickshaws. Now, e-rickshaws are basically low-speed three-wheelers that are normally used for last-mile passenger mobility and hugely popular in northern parts of the country.
Yeah.
And he said, why don't you finance our vehicles? Because we didn't have a clear go-to-market strategy, we said, okay, amongst other things, we'll try this as well. So that's how the journey started. It was, just coincidental, and that day it was October in Delhi. So I was sitting in my 14th floor office, looking out of the window. It was quite polluted. I couldn't even see the road, right? So and talking to him, and suddenly it just clicked, like, we should definitely try this.
How is it different working in international markets? Let's just take UK as an example versus working in India. And I want an honest answer from you.
So UK, obviously, first let me just give you a background of UK. Very obviously developed country. Very professional in the way they work. There's no red tapeism. You can actually form a company in a few hours, right? So you can set it up and run quickly, and even all the regulatory processes, etc., are very well established, very detailed. And, so it's you have to go through, obviously, the rigor, but so long as you do, then everything else is quite smooth.
Got it.
So when I came to India first, a lot of people said, setting up businesses in India is very difficult, very challenging. And, you won't find people supporting you, and you'll have to give bribes and all of these things. I can say this, that I have had absolutely zero challenge in setting up and running my business from a regulatory or a government perspective.
Yeah.
Right? I have not even had the need to pay any bribe anywhere. In fact, on the other hand, when I came and, we set up the company and whatever, of course, the registration process is long, but it's all right. Right? I also needed a license from Reserve Bank of India to operate as an NBFC. All of that process was extremely smooth. And everybody, they were delighted to actually meet me in the government as well, to say, hey, you know what, here's a person who's actually come back and wants to set up a business in India. We will help. Right? So they took it upon themselves that we have to help this person.
Oh, wow.
Right? So everything was very fast, very smooth.
Yeah.
Right? And I think there is a place in India now to build a business quietly, neatly, without any intervention from anyone.
Wow, that's such a heartening answer.
Absolutely.
No? It's such a heartening, and I really wanted this answer to go out because honestly, I didn't know what you would say, but this answer really brings a big smile to my
Absolutely.
face.
I just want to add one more thing.
Yeah.
The challenge that I see now in India is that investor confidence is very low because of corporate governance issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is something we really need to solve, right? And of course, there'll be always reforms needed in compliances and all of those things. So, I mean, government is taking action, regulator is taking action. That needs to happen, right?
Yeah.
I mean, compliance is still quite overkill in India, but it's getting better.
Yeah. Samir, give us the figures that you can share with us about your growth.
So, we have financed about 90,000 electric vehicles so far.
Okay. Wow.
And most of them are three-wheelers, but also two-wheelers. So three-wheelers is our core.
Got it.
Then two-wheelers is something that we're scaling now.
Yeah.
And of course, four-wheelers we've done some, but not yet scaled. So about 90,000.
And why three-wheelers? Because it's used commercially the most, or what is, or you just got into it by default because it was your first
actually,
client?
It's very interesting. Of course, we got into it by default, but the first form factor of electric vehicles that scaled in India was three-wheelers. Today, about 65% of all three-wheelers sold are electric. So more electric three-wheelers are being sold in India than CNG or diesel or petrol.
Wow.
And that's the only form factor where it sells more than an ICE version.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why three-wheelers. Of course, we started with it, but it's scaled as well.
Got it.
And next is two-wheelers. Obviously, two-wheeler penetration is still low, maybe 10-15% of overall sales. And therefore, we are also a bit smaller than three-wheelers. And then obviously, four-wheelers will happen gradually. I think four-wheelers will still take some time. And when I say four-wheelers, I mean taxis and light commercial vehicles.
Got it.
I think that will still take some time to scale.
Got it. So those are the top. So 90,000.
And we are present
vehicles.
in 26 states across the country.
Correct.
We are present in over 900 towns.
Wow.
Right, which means we have partners, dealers, etc. in those towns, and a physical footprint as well.
It's such a niche that you found, but it's not a small niche, right?
Yeah, I
It's a
was about to
niche
say.
which is,
I mean, niche makes it sound very
sounds
small,
small, but
it's huge.
It's a huge niche,
Yes.
right? I guess from the point of view of an incumbent bank who are into so many different areas for this, that this will be one of the many areas, but it's such a growing and huge segment. So what's your secret sauce if the incumbents are scared, so to speak, to get into this because of all the things that you mentioned? I'm sure you all have some secret sauce that has helped you scale. What is that secret sauce?
So, so basically three things I would say. First is, we've built our business model for Bharat. Let me just explain what that means. So when we started, we were fully digital. Even though we were going to small towns, we were fully digital. And our all our customer onboarding happens through an app. Within the app, we built a psychometric assessment tool. Going back to my earlier point on behavioral nuances, right? And we built it jointly with IIT Kharagpur. So how do I underwrite a person, right? So we built a psychometric assessment tool, embedded it within our app. And made the whole underwriting process very, very simple for our customers. It's just basically clicks, nothing else, right? So you just have to click or take photos. That's about it. And then we are able to underwrite. So, and then we realized obviously over time that you also need to have a physical presence, right? So you have a digital app for customer onboarding, but you also have a physical footprint for collections and customer servicing, etc. So one was that we were able to build for Bharat, and we've gone really deep into geographies. That was the first thing. The second thing is we focused on telematics.
What does that mean?
So telematics is basically you embed a device in the vehicle, and it gives you a lot of information about the vehicle and how the vehicle is being driven. Today, I can tell you if somebody walks into a showroom, based on the demographics, how much he's going to drive, and therefore how much he's going to earn. Right? So we understand that end use case in every town and city extremely well. We understand which vehicle drives how much, what is the range per charge, and all of those things. So we have very, very deep understanding of vehicles and end use cases. And obviously we have very good asset control because of that as well. So, today we are able to plot personalized geofences for customers, right? So if you drive in a certain way or in a certain area, we know where you drive, and we create virtual geofences around that. If you go away from that, that generates a trigger for us to see why is this customer who's never been in a particular area, why is he going there? If he's not coming back to his normal fence, why is he not doing that? Is the vehicle being stolen or something else happening? If the vehicle has been lying idle for many days, is it because there's an issue with the customer, meaning he's sick, or is it because there's something with the vehicle? If there's something with the vehicle, can we help him? Can we contact him with ask the dealership to actually help him? Things like that. So we have very good asset control because of telematics. And the third thing, which I always think is the most critical, is building ecosystem partnerships, right? If there is no secondary market and so on and so forth, and there are other challenges, right? After sales service, spare part availability, charging, and so on and so forth. We started building partnerships with anybody who would help support the driver and the vehicle. So starting with manufacturer, then with dealer, telematics. Insurance was a big challenge. It's very interesting that in the first 2 years of our existence, our success rate on insurance claims was 0%. Zero.
Wow. How is that?
We just couldn't get a claim process for some reason or the other. Today, our success rate is 82%.
Samir, tell me, this sounds like an extremely difficult business to scale, and yet you've done such a fantastic job of getting the 90,000 vehicles and 900 towns like you spoke about, right? Because it's all brick and mortar in the end, right? It's all stuff actually delivered. What were the biggest challenges that you faced in terms of scaling it to this extent that entrepreneurs out there, irrespective of the space that they're in, could kind of pick up and take and scale their own companies?
Okay, so I think scaling is also an outcome of the choices you make. And when we started, we realized that there is no history of EV financing in India.
Got it.
Yeah. Which vehicles to finance, where to finance, there was just no information about that. There were at that time 800 manufacturers of electric three-wheelers in India. So we didn't know what to do. So what we did is we did small pilots. We did multiple small pilots. We said, let's look at few different types of manufacturers. Let's look at different towns. And rather than trying to build a model in one city and scale it and then replicate it, let's just try to build it everywhere at the same time. The outcome of that was we actually lost money in most of the places that we financed. But the learning was, what type of manufacturer you should be working with, and which are the geographical areas that you should start with. So we understood that very clearly in our first 6 months, right? And that really helped us understand, how we're going to scale. So we said, okay, now we know with clarity this geography and this type of manufacturer. So let's first find this type of manufacturer. Then let's find their distribution network in the geographies you want to scale in. Go and partner with them, scale it, right? Our first so-called strategy was to scale to a 20% market share in the e-rickshaw market in Bihar. Okay, we were at 2% market share. And we gave ourselves 9 months to achieve 20%. We achieved it in 4 months.
Amazing.
Right? Just by identifying clearly what geographies you want to scale in, and within Bihar, what districts, how do we do it, where do we not do, and also which manufacturers and therefore what dealers do we need to tie up with. So we were able to do that very quickly and just get that scale.
What are the mistakes that you've seen your other founder friends make that stops them from scaling? Top of mind.
Top of mind is only one thing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of founders, they stop too soon.
They stop too soon. Yeah. Tell me a little more. What do you mean by that?
I think entrepreneurship is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
And one of the most important things for an entrepreneur is perseverance, right? And I just heard somebody once say it, and I think they articulated it quite well. Why does a company shut down? And the answer to that is because the founder decides to stop.
Yeah. Got it.
So I think when you're building a company, you'll find a lot of challenges, a lot of issues, and sometimes you'll not be able to scale things the way you want to scale them. But there's always opportunity to do a little bit of a pivot and then find the right place, right? I think the worst thing is to say, hey, you know what, everybody's against me, let me just give up now. And I'll tell you that, because we were building a business in electric vehicles in 2017, when nobody had heard of electric vehicles, it took us a good 3 years to get our first institutional funding, right? But we didn't stop, right? So we were like, okay, we'll grow slow, we'll learn more, and that's all right, right? Because ultimately we knew what we were building is what we wanted to build. That was the right thing, and the opportunity was going to be big. We were very clear, right? Of course, now electric vehicle is big. Everybody's talking about it, so it seems like a very obvious choice to get into EVs today, right? But so I think it was very easy to have given up earlier.
So don't stop.
Don't stop.
Right? The going is going to get tough, whether it's the early stages, whether it's the scale stages, but a business dies when the entrepreneur stops in some way. You've been a professional until 7 years back.
Yes.
Let me ask you a little bit of a fun question. What do you enjoy most about entrepreneurship, and what do you dislike more about entrepreneurship? Because you've seen both sides of the spectrum. Anything that comes to your mind?
So first of all, I like everything about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
There's nothing I don't like.
You don't like.
I think entrepreneurship gives me such a sense of liberation and purpose. And not only that, it also at the same time gives me the ability to actually do something about those things.
Got it.
Right? When you're an employee, you can't always do those things.
Yeah.
Right? Now I just feel like I'm the king of the world.
Correct.
I can just do anything I want.
Correct.
Nobody to stop me.
Correct. So you can solve problems that you really think are problems
Yeah.
and add value to society in the way you think.
Absolutely.
You need to add value.
And I'm so free in my mind to just think, right? I can say, hey, you know what? I want my business to be here or here or here.
Yeah.
I can just think freely and then think about how to make it happen.
What are you excited about? Tell me the next 5 years, if I have to have a conversation with you again. Where is Revfin? Tell me a few broad numbers that you think will happen.
So ultimately, the loans that we are giving out are to individuals, most of them, and then they are buying electric vehicles and then using them commercially. So in some ways, we are creating micro entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've created 90,000 micro entrepreneurs
Yeah.
so far.
Yeah.
And our plan is to create 20 lakh such micro entrepreneurs in the next 5 years. And of course, that will be fulfilled through electric vehicles.
Got it.
That we will finance.
Got it. And any other areas that you plan to go into besides vehicles?
Right now, no.
Yeah.
Because electric vehicle is a very, very large opportunity.
Got it.
Right. We expect electric vehicle industry, just the commercial electric vehicle industry, to be more than $100 billion a year by 2030.
Correct.
Right. So that's the kind of market size we're talking about.
Got it. And so being in that, it just makes sense as you're scaling up to be extremely focused.
We need to be focused, and like I said, our biggest moat against large incumbents is our understanding of the electric vehicle and what goes on around it. Right. So we want to hold on to that niche and build on that.
What dreams do you have for India?
I don't have a specific dream in mind as such, but like I said, I'm passionate about financial inclusion. I would, I always say that the government of India has done an extremely good job with their Jan Dhan Yojana, where they give bank accounts to people.
Yeah.
But bank accounts, if you see, fundamentally is just foundation. That doesn't give access to people for anything else, right? So access to credit, to other financial products needs to be given, and that can be done by companies like us.
Got it.
Right. So my vision has always been, get to every part of the country.
Got it.
And be present everywhere in the country, and basically make everybody financially included.
Amazing. My last couple of questions. How important a part is payments in this entire journey of scaling up? Because especially when you're in so many different places, how important is a seamless payment experience?
In our business, we are lending money and then we have to collect that money back. So payments is the most critical thing. I think, a lot of my investors also ask me, what is your biggest challenge? I said, this is my biggest challenge. How do you make payments digital in India? If you can do that, most of my problems are solved.
Oh my God, Samir, that's so interesting because, I think generally people like me, the uneducated on this particular topic, think that everybody is doing it because we live in these urban areas and in our own cocoons in some way, not realizing that when you actually roam around the streets of interior India, they're still not using the digital payments, right? And I think that is something which will change in the years to come and you'll play a big role in it. Samir, I'm extremely inspired by this conversation that I've had with you. And the reason for that is I think you're trying to tackle a tough problem. On the surface, it looks very, very easy, but to scale up, this would have been an executional nightmare, right? To go into so many towns. And if you ask me, those are the kind of businesses India needs, right? The kind of businesses India needs are tough to execute on the ground businesses that a lot of people shy away from, right? And you're going right there on the ground trying to solve this particular problem. Your dream of creating 20 lakh entrepreneurs is a very special dream. And if you can put that money in the pockets of 20 lakh entrepreneurs, that's going to do this country and your company a whole lot of good. So I congratulate you for all the good work that you've done. I hope to have a conversation with you 5 years down the line where these figures are actually coming into fruition.
I hope so too.